Hello students, today we are going to see this new chapter which is known as flow control. So in C++ you can create some program in such a way that you can control the flow of execution. So we'll be seeing in detail about what is flow control and what are all the instructions that are used to control the flow of execution. So first of all we are going to see the introduction. Okay. So in the previous chapter we have learned the basic concepts of C++ programming such as variable constants, operators, data types, etc. Generally, a program executes its statements sequentially from the beginning to end. However, such a strict sequence order is restrictive and less useful. There are a lot of situations where it is useful to decide the code block execution on based on certain condition. In such a situation, the uh, flow of control jumps from one part of code to another segment of code. Programming statements that causes such jump is called control flow. In this chapter, we are going to see in detail about the basic control structure using selection and iteration and jump statement. Okay. So after eliminating some of the topics, we are just going to learn about this only the selection and iterative statement, not the jump statement. Okay. So this 10.6 is the jump statement. So it is uh, s- eliminated from the topic right now. So this kind of jumping the control from one segment of the code to another segment of the code is known as control flow. So you can create some this kind of jump statement just by using these conditions. Okay, based on the condition, if the condition is true, then the particular statement will be executed. If the condition is false, then the particular statement will not be executed and it will move on to the next state. Okay, so next segment. So this kind of control flow can be uh, controlled by the programmer. Okay, so based on the instruction that we give. So first of all we'll see the statements. So what type of statements are there? Okay, so in computer program it is a set of instruction or a statement to perform a simple specified task. These statements are intended to perform specific action. The actions may be of variable declaration, expression, evaluation, assignment operator, decision making, looping, and so on. So there are two kinds of statement used in C++: null statement and compound statement. So here statement refers to any expression or instruction that are given to the computer by the programming language. So here you can see that it is intended to do some specific task. Okay, so the instruction or the statement are intended to do some specific task. So there are two different types of statements. One is null statement and another is compound statement. So your statement may do any kind of work. Okay, either it can be a variable declaration or evaluation, or even just a print statement is a statement. Okay, so first is null statement. So null statement or empty statement is a statement containing only a semicolon of it. Okay, it doesn't have any instructions. So empty statement or null statement is the statement which doesn't have any instruction. Okay, it only has the semicolon which indicates the end of statement. So null statements are commonly used as placeholders in iterative statement, or as a statement which are which to place labels at the end of the compound statement or function. So this null statement is commonly used in a looping statement or function for base holders. Okay, so in the future, if there is any update, they'll be using this placeholder or null statement to insert some instruction. Okay, so null statement. So null statement is can also be used in finding the labels. Label meaning, okay, you can see that uh, in the foregoing part, you can see that when particular label is seen, it will jump the control from one part of the segment to another part of the segment with keywords like go to. Okay, when go to is a set of keyword with label. Okay, so this when go to with label found, so the control will automatically move to that particular label. Okay, so it will start executing after the codes which are present after the labels. Okay, so next is compound statement. So C++ allows a group of statement enclosed with a pair of brackets. This group of statement is called compound statement or block. Okay, so a particular set of statements can be combined to form a block. Okay, this block is known as compound statement, and it is enclosed with brackets, curly brackets at the beginning and the curly brackets at the end. Okay, so next you can see that uh, so example for compound statement, you can see that statement 1, statement 2, statement 3 is being enclosed with this brackets, open brackets and close brackets. Okay, so now we'll move on to this control statement, which is not here, so we'll just move on to this 10.4 selection statement. So there are statements such as if statement, if else statement, nested if, if else if ladder, yes, the alternative to if else statement. So this is known as ternary operator. Okay, so conditional operator or ternary operator, and switch statement. Switch versus if else statement and nested switch. So next we are moving on to this in iterative statement. So we are going to see up to nested switch statement. So here you can see that these are all the topics that we are going to see in this uh, selective statement. Okay, so 8 topics are there: if else, nested if else if ladder. So every statement we'll be seeing one by one. So first of all, we'll go to this if statement. Okay, so what is meant by selective statement? First of all, we'll know that selective statement means based on the condition. So it will decide In a program, a design a decision is cause one time jump to different part of the program. Decision in C++ are made in several ways. Most important way, that is if else statement, which chooses between two alternatives. Okay, such a decision. Another decision statement is which creates branch of multiple alternatives segment of code depending on the value of single variable. The particular statement will be executed. So first of all, we'll see this if statement. So if statement, uh, it is cost. Okay. So if statement evaluates a condition. If the condition is true, then the true block is executed. Otherwise, the true block is clipped, and next other next codes which are available after the true block will be executed. So here you can see that they are given the syntax. Okay, uh, syntax means general format. So this syntax must be followed always if you are using this uh, if statement. So it is a rule. Okay, you have to follow this syntax. You must follow this syntax. Okay. So if expression true block and then statement x. Okay. So if expression this expression may be of condition which returns true or false statement. Okay, any any condition. So any system, or sorry, any instruction that provides you true or false statement as an output is a condition. So here you can give the condition like a is greater than b, conditions like a greater than b. So mm, this will give you the answer as true or false. If a is greater than b, then you will be getting true. If a greater than is b is greater than a, then you will be getting as false. So in the above syntax, if is the keyword. Okay, it should be as it is in the syntax, and the expression, it is a condition with enclosed with parameters. It should if the expression is true, then the true block will be executed and followed by statement x are also executed. Otherwise, the control passes to the statement x. The true block may consist of single statement or compound statement or empty statement. The control flow of if statement and the corresponding uh, control flow is shown in the chart given below, flow chart. So here you can see that this expression. So if the expression is true, then true block is executed. If the condition is false, then the true block is skipped and it will move to the statement x. So here they are given one example. So this program is to calculate the total expenses using if statement. Okay. So here you can see that hash include IO stream is a header file that uses this IO stream predefined header file, and using namespace std. So through the entire project you will be using this std as a namespace which registers the variable name. Okay, variable names of all programs. So int main, so this is a wait function. So int quantity and discount. Okay, So quantity is a variable and discount is equal to 0 right now. So float is a rate and TOT. So float means decimal value variable. So this rate and TOT is a variable that contains float value. Now COT means out. Cout means it is giving the message to the user to enter some quantity. Okay. So now the entered value is now stored by using cin operator to be stored in the variable name quantity q2 qty. So now enter the rate. So rate means a price of a unit quantity. Okay. So if you are providing 10 kg, then the rate must have the amount of 1 kg. So here you can see that the user is intimated to enter the rate. So he enters the rate and it is also stored in the rate variable. Okay. So next is the condition is checked. Okay. If the quantity is greater than 500. Okay. So if the quantity or the person is purchasing more than 500 kgs of something, then discount is equal to 10. Okay. So here so here compound statement is not used. Only one statement is used here in if statement. If the condition is true, then discount is equal to 10 will be executed. If the condition is false, then discount is equal to 10 will not be executed. But the TOT, the next statement, TOT will be executed. So here you can see that TOT is equal to quantity into rate minus quantity into rate into discount divided by 100. So this gives the TOT variable value. So you can see that this is the output. So first run, you can see that they are entering quantity is equal to 550 and the rate is 10 here. So the total expense is equal to the rate and the discount 10% is being used here. Okay. So if the rate is if the quantity is less than 500, then you can see that it is taking actually the value. Okay. So this is what it is explained here. So in the next example program, you can see that there are some example program in such a way that if the age is greater than or equal to 18, then you are eligible to vote will be executed. If the statement is false or your age is less than or equal to 18, less than 18, then you will be uh, the second statement, that is you are eligible for or voting will not be executed. So there are different types of if statement here. So the last example we have seen if statement without the compound statement, but here you can see that they have created a if statement with the compound statement so that the whole block will be executed if the condition is true. So if year of service is greater than or equal to greater than 3, then you can see that bonus is 2000 and you can see that it is printing the bonus in the next statement. So next is if else statement. So far we have seen this if statement. So if statement will execute only the true part if the condition is true. If the condition is false, it will move on to the next step, skipping the true part. But here you can see that it also has some false part. So if the condition is true, then the true block will be executed. If the condition is false, then the false block will be executed. So this is the flow chart of this if else statement. If the condition is true, then the true block will be executed. If the condition is false, then the false block will be executed, and the after execution it will move on to the statement X. So here you can see that there is an example. So given number, checking the given number is odd or even. So here you can see that the person is entering some number here. So the number is divided by 2 and the remainder value is gathered here by using modular symbol. Okay, REM is the remainder, which is equal to number percentage 2, which means the remainder value of number divided by 2 will be gathered and stored in REM. Okay, now if REM is equal to 0, then the given number is even number. So if it is not equal to 0, then it is an odd number. Okay, so this is printed by using this if else statement. So the above program the remainder is a given number that is stored in rem. If the value of the remainder is 0, then the given number is referred as even number, otherwise it is odd number. So next is nested if. So this nested if has three subdivision: if nested if inside if part, if nested inside else part, and if nested inside both if and else part. So here you can see the difference between all the three codes here. So we'll see one by one. If nested inside if part. So you can see that there is a if statement, another if statement inside if block. Okay, so this is the if statement which is inside another if. Okay, so this is known as if nested if. So next statement, you can see that if statement is present inside the else block of another if statement. Okay, so here in the next part you can see that there are two if statement in each one of the part here. So one if statement is present in if part and another if statement is present in the else part. So this is the control flow, okay, of if and else statement. So we'll see one by one here. So this is the flow chart of the first if statement in if block, nested if. Okay, so the condition is true. When the first condition is true, then it will move on to the next condition. So if the condition is true, then the statement 1 will be executed. If the statement is false, then statement 2 will be executed. When the statement or the condition 1 itself is false, then statement 3 will be executed. And after any one of these three statements, statement 1, statement 2 and statement 3, any one of the statement is executed, it will move on to this statement X, and this is the nested if statement is present inside the if part. So next is else part. So this if condition will be present in the false block of the first condition. So here you can see that the condition is being present in the false part, and the statement 1, statement 2, statement 3 is present here. Any one of the statement will be executed and continue with the next one. So here in the next statement you can see that uh, it is having an if statement in the true part, and it is also having the else statement in the false part also. So there is an example program here. So if sales uh, if sales is greater than 5,000, then commission is equal to sales. If the else part is there, but in this program you cannot able to see any of the if condition inside it, but you can, if you want, you can create one of these. Okay, so with this we'll finish the class today. We'll see this if else if ladder in the next class. Thank you, students.